Hi, everybody. We are live with Laurel Elders, the founder and CEO of the Institute for Integrative Intelligence. And we wanted to share with you a few things about coaching, some frequently asked questions and some myths that Laurel's going to debunk for us. How are you doing, Laurel?
Great, great. So happy to be here because I love talking about coaching and I especially love to debunk myths that are floating around.
Especially right now with so many people, in the industry, talking about it, thinking about it, practicing it. It is really important that we do that for sure. So I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So the first one would be, what's the benefit of getting trained or credentialed as a coach when the industry that there's not really any licensing requirements, like in other industries such as counseling and therapy work?
Yeah, it's such an important question, and it's also on a lot of people's hearts. So I've identified. I was first certified back in 2005, so I've been in the industry for a while and kind of just really kept my finger on the pulse of what's happening. I've really identified three factors that are pretty important. The first one is that coaching is often really misunderstood. So back when I first became certified, people would say, what do you do?" I'd say, "I'm a coach," and they'd say, "What sport?" And that's slowly changing. So that's exciting. But there's some misunderstandings in the industries on what we call the three C's. So there's coaching, there's counseling or therapy, and there's consulting. And it can often the myth can often be floating around that these are very similar, when in fact they are very distinct. So some of the skill sets might blend into each other, but the actual foundation of each is so different, so different. So in consulting, just to throw it out there and really be clear, consulting is me being an expert. I have information that somebody might be missing, and I am hired to fill in that gap. I also would be hired to advise or help with a strategy, maybe implementation, things like that. Counseling and therapy, we look at diagnosis and healing. And in coaching, coaching's completely unique. So coaching is one of the only approaches where the client is honored as the expert. So coaches do not advise, they do not counsel. They are there to provide skills, tools, and frameworks for self actualization. So those are the three distinctions. The second one is that anytime we go to reach big goals, so for example, if you're starting a new business or somebody's stepping into a leadership promotion, there is a big need for empowerment to come from within. There's also a need for skill and capacity enhancement, and all of this leads to integration. So the coaching process in and of itself is helping the client self actualize. So it's the positive humanistic psychology skills and tools and frameworks. And when you get trained, you are going to acquire all of these. I've also found that training helps amplify people's natural gifts. So if you, let's say you're excellent already at empathy, the coach training is actually going to amplify that. So whatever you're already bringing into it, the coach training amplifies what you already have. And the third one are just legalities. So coaching was never intended to replace counseling. And this is a huge myth that I really love to burst because professional coaches do not do therapy, they do not diagnose, and they do not advise. And I've sadly just keep coming across stories of people that have used the title coach and then have gotten sued for practicing therapy without a license. And then my heart just sinks because it really amplifies the need for proper training because a trained coach will know exactly where those lines are. And we refer out to professional licensed therapists. if there's a need to do so. So those are
That makes
the biggies.
That makes a huge difference, right? Knowing those and being having the proper training to do that. That makes I can see why you'd want to have a certified coach helping you for sure. Can you speak to some more about how someone decides to become a coach or and the certifications?
Yes, absolutely. So, in my experience, people come to coaching when something within them is ready to awaken. That's both on the client side and also on the coaching side. So, often the coaches that go through our programs feel called to serve in a bigger picture way. So, some of them will be coaching leaders, some of them become life coaches, some of them go into organizations, but they really feel a calling to do something greater and also to live in to serve a purpose. Like, you get off a coaching call and coaching is so future focused and growth oriented that it's a very positive, enriching experience. Yes, we go deep, but it's also it's really fun and future focused. So a lot of people find a lot of meaning and purpose in just being a professional coach and helping people awaken.
I love that. What about you as an owner of a accredited school? I know you have some classes starting soon. So if people are interested in, let's say they are thinking about becoming a coach, uh, why would you want to? Obviously, now it's not regulated, so you want to make sure you have the credentials. And then, what sort of courses or offerings do you guys have?
We have what we consider all 3 levels of training. So whether you want to learn just the fundamentals of these are the distinctions and where the lines are drawn between coaching, consulting, and counseling, so that you can start just kind of getting to know coaching. That's the level 1. The level 2 is a manager or a leader that is adding, or maybe a spiritual director that's adding coaching skills to what they're already doing. So that would be the level 2. But the full training is what we call the level 3. That's where you become certified. And that program is geared for folks that want to start their coaching business this year. So once you start the program, they start building their coaching business while they're in training still.
Ooh, isn't that exciting? You can do it all this year. So when do your classes start?
So March 16th is our next cohort. That's our spring cohort. And we still have some spots left in spring if anybody's interested. And we also have an excellent team of coaches. So if you just are curious about coaching, we love to talk about coaching. So I also invite anybody that just has questions about coaching to reach out. We'd love to answer the questions, even if you're not sure about training. We don't care. We'd love to answer coaching questions.
Thank you so much. We'll put the link in the comments from the video to the next upcoming cohort. And can you tell us, for whoever's listening, how they can get a hold of you and the Institute?
Yes, so you can reach out. Our website is integrativeintelligence.global. That's a great starting point. We have tons of amazing information on there already. And then if you want to schedule an actual appointment, we can talk more. There's a contact page to reach out and get something scheduled. And we also have Lauren Stidham, who is our admissions gal. She's amazing. So she would be who you talk to if you decide, like, yes, I want to secure a spot March 16th.
So exciting. People will be done by the end of the year and have a new gig.
Right.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I hope that was helpful for everybody. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.